On the night of September 7, 1996, the Las Vegas Strip was buzzing with post-fight energy. The city was packed, the casinos were loud, and the atmosphere was electric. At the center of it all was 25-year-old Tupac Shakur. He was at the absolute peak of his career, navigating a world where massive mainstream success and street rivalries were dangerously overlapping. Earlier that evening, Tupac watched Mike Tyson knock out Bruce Seldon at the MGM Grand. He was energized, celebrating the quick victory with his entourage. The celebration violently derailed in the casino lobby. Surveillance cameras captured Tupac and members of Death Row Records assaulting Orlando Anderson, a reputed member of a rival Compton gang. Security broke up the brief, chaotic brawl, but the retaliation had already been set in motion. Hours later, Tupac was riding shotgun in a black BMW driven by Death Row's Suge Knight. Stopped at a red light near the Strip, a white four-door Cadillac pulled up directly to their right. A window rolled down, and a .40 caliber Glock rapidly fired into the BMW. Tupac was hit 4 times. He was rushed to the hospital, where he died 6 days later. The murder of this 25-year-old icon created a massive cultural void. It also left behind an unsolved mystery that would define hip-hop lore for the next 30 years. The initial investigation hit an immediate wall. Las Vegas police never recovered the murder weapon, and the white Cadillac completely disappeared into the night. Investigators also faced a wall of silence. Key witnesses, including Suge Knight, who was grazed by a bullet during the attack, explicitly refused to cooperate with law enforcement. The case sat cold until late 2023, when a grand jury indicted Duane Keffe D for the murder. He has pleaded not guilty. Of the 4 men alleged to be inside the white Cadillac that night, Terry Brown, DeAndre Smith, Orlando Anderson, and Davis is the only living person left to stand trial. Law enforcement did not crack this case through newly discovered DNA or a surprise informant. The current trial rests almost entirely on a central paradox. The state built its case because the suspect spent the last several years voluntarily boasting about the crime in public. It is crucial to understand that Nevada prosecutors are not accusing Duane Davis of physically pulling the trigger. Instead, they rely on accomplice liability. In Nevada, organizing the crime makes you as guilty of first-degree murder as the shooter. Prosecutors argue Davis was the shot caller, orchestrating the hit in direct retaliation for his nephew's fight at the MGM Grand. The evidence supporting this theory comes straight from Davis himself. Prosecutors are leaning heavily on his 2019 published memoir, Compton Street Legend, along with a highly detailed 2008 interview he gave to police. Davis originally spoke to investigators under a proffer agreement, believing his confessions were protected by confidentiality. However, the judge ruled that those protections vanished the moment he started detailing his involvement for profit in books, documentaries, and YouTube interviews. The prosecution is actively weaponizing Davis's own pursuit of street credibility and fame. By using his detailed insider knowledge against him, they are legally bypassing the need for traditional physical evidence. The defense has a powerful counter-narrative. They argue that Davis left his gang lifestyle behind in 2009. They claim his memoir and public interviews were heavily co-written and intentionally exaggerated to make money in the true crime entertainment market. They are relying on a legal doctrine known as corpus delicti. This principle states that a person's confession cannot be the sole basis for a conviction. It must be corroborated by independent physical evidence. Physical evidence is exactly what the state is missing. The defense will ruthlessly exploit the fact that prosecutors have no murder weapon, no vehicle, and no living accomplices to verify whether Davis's stories are fact or fiction. This lack of hard evidence extends to the widespread internet rumors surrounding Sean Diddy Combs. Despite claims Davis has made in the past about a hit being solicited, Combs is not charged, formally accused, or involved in this specific Nevada prosecution. The defense's strongest shield is the passage of time itself. They will argue that the state is attempting to legally execute a man based on a profitable, uncorroborated media myth. For decades, the public has asked a single, broad question: who shot Tupac? But inside the courtroom, the legal reality is much narrower. The jury will not be asked to definitively name the unknown shooter. They only have to decide, beyond a reasonable doubt, if Duane Davis intentionally facilitated and organized the killing. Proving that will require overcoming the immense friction of a 30-year-old cold case. The jury will have to weigh whether a truly fair trial is even possible when confronting decayed evidence, deceased witnesses, and severely faded memories. Underneath the courtroom tactics, the gang lore, and the endless internet conspiracies, there is a stark human reality. A 25-year-old son, brother, poet, and artist was gunned down in his prime. His death cut short a singular creative trajectory and left a permanent void in global culture. A legal verdict in Nevada may finally determine Duane Davis's fate, but it can never fully resolve the profound cultural loss inflicted on that Vegas street in 1996. To follow the facts as they unfold, subscribe for verified trial updates. Share this video to combat internet rumors with actual evidence, and visit our website for continuing coverage of the proceedings.